and welcome to another illustrious episode of Grip the Grain. I'm your host, Big Kunta.
And Headhunter James.
Headhunter James, and we are here with the one, the only, Mike Cabrera, mixologist. Mike is probably one of the best people I know personally, and I think anyone who has been downtown, whether casually, by chance, you run into this guy, he's probably making you your drink, and he's fine at what he does, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You were like the bartender.
Yeah.
I believe he's a mixologist.
He's a mixologist.
Bartender, mixologist. Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that are always like, yeah, like meet me at this bar. My buddy bartends there, and I'm like, who?
Exactly. That's the first question.
Because I know
who.
Yeah, you mean like if you're not a spring chicken and you're not like what's the word?
If you're not new to the bar industry, or you've had a couple drinks at a couple different places, like the first question you ask is what bar or what bartender?
Yeah. Right. Because there's a good chance somebody knows.
Correct.
Yeah. So
it's a big family.
Let's talk a little bit about like what it's like to bartend 10 bar in South Florida, like Fort Lauderdale, downtown, Las Olas. You even worked out West Pines at the pub.
Yeah, at the pub, local.
Pub. Yeah. So like tell us a little bit about like what it's like, because South Florida is a different animal.
Yeah.
It is. Everybody who comes here from anywhere else, or if you're from here and you go anywhere else to drink, it's like, dude, we leave to pregame and start drinking. Not so much now when you're like super, we're in our 30s, but back then when we were going out to bars and doing, when it's like people have like this, idea about getting your pregame in, going out, drinking.
Yeah, the night not even actually starting until 10 o'clock.
Right. When most
that's
places
Miami.
are.
I mean, everything closes at 4 or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was really cool, man. I started off local, and then just migrated, to the east. It was awesome. Like more to the beach, more touristy, and it's been great, man. I mean, it's fun. It's seeing different, the cultures. I mean, just being 20 minutes west is a completely different.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the hospitality, just treating people differently, opposed to working a spring break on Fort Lauderdale Beach. It's insane.
Yeah. I would assume if you're working a spring break at Fort Lauderdale Beach, you're probably just literally handing people beers and pouring rum and cokes the whole time.
I mean, you're miserable when it comes to just, you're robotic. You're not really making conversation. You're just...
I would assume you don't even have time.
No.
Yeah.
I've guest bartended a few times. It's a lot of work.
It is.
It's like people think like, oh, how hard is it to remember? It's not so much like one, having people skills, two, remembering drinks, which I think comes after like it's muscle memory, but also the hustle and bustle. You're on your feet constantly for hours.
Correct.
And if it's a nightclub that stays, South Florida, we have things open until 4 a.m.
Yeah, most places are open until 2, 4 a.m. That's like standard. I mean, and then you have places that are open until 6, 7. I mean, you're walking out when the sun's coming up.
Yeah. After you count money and
it's insane.
Do whatever, it's
It's
different. It's a different world. Like I remember when I was 18, 19, 20, and I was in the Army. I was going, different states, traveling. A lot of places were like, oh, if you're old enough to fight for the country, you're old enough to
absolutely
be served.
Sure. I agree.
And
for the most part,
not just that, but like a lot of those fucking places close at like last calls like at midnight or 1.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, shit. You've got some states where you've got like ordinances where places can't even be open on fucking Sunday.
Yeah, or serving alcohol on Sunday. Period.
Yeah.
Like
but Miami is like a Las Vegas, like places that you think of. People come out here to party and to forget and have a good time and to feel special. I mean, that's the most important thing about going to a club. You want to sit on VIP. You want to pop bottles.
Sure.
You want people to recognize you and look over and be like, oh, who's that?
Right.
What are they doing? But yeah, I mean, the industry has become an animal, I mean, and it's not just taking orders and just, you know, it's a lot. It's going above and beyond, and one person ordering when you have 10 people behind that person ordering.
Right.
And
then dealing with them while they get inebriated.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's tough, man. It's not just. Yeah, it is fun. Don't get me wrong. You do meet a lot of people, and the nightlife is crazy. You get invited to parties afterwards, and it's a lot of fun, but it is very stressful.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And you have to think like the average person who goes out to have a cocktail or whatever you drank, you go out, and on average it's for a few hours, you know. But a lot of these places down here, South Florida, most of us were all different animals. Like, you go out to a bar, and it's not so much because you're just like, oh, I need alcohol. It's just like, so it's socializing.
For some people,
bar hop. For some people, and I'm not justifying, you know, anybody that hasn't, you know, a problem with that. But I'm just saying, South Florida culturally, you're downtown at the beach, so you're outside, you're skipping from one establishment to another, you're hopping from Elbow Room to Blondie's to,
Correct.
You know, and you're going. And all the while you're eating it's a full thing. And that's like during the day. And then at night, everything is open so late. So people go home, they take naps so that they can get ready to be out. You know, it's a full thing.
Correct.
And so I remember when you transitioned, like we met like in college, like years ago.
College, yeah.
We had the same class. And so we met, and I remember you went from the West Coast to Fort Lauderdale, and it was almost like almost like this rebranding.
It was like two different like states. It was like,
and you did well.
Insane.
You did well at the pub.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, local, and everybody knows everybody. You walk in, you could be there by yourself, and you walk in, and you know 5 or 6 people. You know, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have one drink before I go to so and so's or before I go out, and then it's like you're there for hours because you ran into somebody that you haven't seen in 2-3 years. But
where are you working now?
I am at the Hub in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I would imagine that is a world of difference.
Correct. Yeah, like so the Hub is located in Flagler Village, and it's Mass District. It's the up and coming area. It's very similar to like a Wynwood, artsy, hipster.
That's what's
really
in right
laid
now.
Back, exactly. It's not like it's completely different. Very
people like the casual, but kind of fun setting.
Correct.
You know, and not just your typical dive bar. You know, where there's
more of like a cocktail bar.
It is. It's like a craft cocktail bar. Outside's like a beer garden, and then you have a completely different like
it's super dope,
club side. So, yeah,
nice.
It's really really cool, man. It's where locals go. You know, like Las Olas and downtown Fort Lauderdale, and you know Fort Lauderdale Beach. It's gonna be more like touristy, more spring breakers, more people that are trying to get away from the winter. You know.
Yeah.
This is where locals are.
I don't mean to downplay alcoholism and people who have a problem with drinking, or you know, but South Florida, we are a different animal. You don't have to go to any which bar, whether it be Fat Cats or wherever you go, and you don't have to go with someone because the chances of you running into somebody you know are super high.
Yeah.
And so, not to say that that's like always the case, but you go and you meet people, and then you meet another person and you bounce and wherever, you know,
and then boom, you've been there for 4 hours.
Yeah. And then it's like, you know, you develop like this ability to be able to drink for long stretches. You know, you learn to drink water in between each drinks and things like that.
I would hope so.
And so, but well, some people, I didn't when I was in my 20s, but I could do that. But now I'm like, I can't. But
it's the responsible side.
Yeah.
When you're young,
for sure.
you're just like, I'm blinded. I'm going to go in there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to raise hell.
Functioning, like a lot of people, functioning alcoholics, like I say that lightly and jokingly, but it's motherfuckers like get shit done. Like, everybody that I know that hangs out at our pool hall that we hang out at, you know, for the friendship, the bond, the camaraderie.
There were many functioning
everyone either owns
there.
a business or has, you know, whatever, a great job or something like that. Like, there's not really too many hope like scragglers,
Degenerates?
bargoyles as they call them.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
People
That's
waiting
fantastic.
for somebody to buy
I
them
know
a
a
drink.
lot.
Yeah.
Off the top of
I
my
bet.
I just shared that meme on Facebook. It's true. Like there's gargoyles, like typically less attractive than an actual gargoyle.
Yeah, I'll take a gargoyle. all day.
Man or woman.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
a knock on people, but it's interesting. Like the bar industry, the hospitality, bars in South Florida, they are very unique because of how often like people congregate. Like it's not like like I've been to LA, and LA is more of the get in, go to some nice fancy club, but everything shuts down at 2:30 there too.
Yeah.
It's not
not
Vegas.
Miami.
Vegas,
Yeah.
Vegas is great. I've never been as an adult, but from the people that I know that party and spend money on having a good time after they work hard and they want to play hard, they're like, Vegas is kind of a waste of money unless you're really there to gamble. Like, we have better strip clubs, we have better everything here.
Miami is insane.
How many times a night do you get asked by some random person for you to make them something to drink and they don't tell you what they want?
All the time.
Like,
It's like
Because they don't know what they want to drink.
yeah, because they don't know what they want to drink.
it's. I want something
Do you
sweet.
like? Do you hate that or do you like that part of the job?
I mean, personally, like, yeah, when it depends. It really depends. If
Depends how busy you are.
exactly.
Right? If you're
like,
slammed.
yeah. If I'm pretty busy and you can see that I'm a little flustered, there's people behind you bumping into you. You really. It took you a long time to get to the bar, and then you're like, hey,
you should know what you want.
yeah,
Bar
what's-
back slacking with ice.
Yeah,
Fucking, he asked for a bottle of Jameson like 20 minutes ago.
The crazy thing is that you could be in the industry for 10 plus years, but every night, in my opinion, is completely different. I mean, you could have a really busy night and, I'm not talking dollars and cents, but you can make the same on a slow night.
Sure.
And you could be having a really hectic night and it could be the same thing as the easiest night you ever had, one
Right.
drinks, one slingers, opposed to like a 5-step cocktail.
Yeah.
So, yes, to answer your question, yeah, like it is annoying sometimes, but I mean, I love it. I love what I do. I'm very passionate.
Sure.
So it doesn't really bother me when somebody asks me like, hey, what's your favorite drink? Or I want something sweet. Or, you have your drunk girl that's like, hey, let me get a Tito's and vodka. And you're like, sweetie, it's the same thing. Like,
Right.
do you want that with like a mix? They're like, no, like Tito's vodka extra lime. I'm like, do you want soda? No, Tito's and vodka. I'm like,
They're
"All
like
right,
they're
I'm
like
gonna walk
low
away."
ice, no ice, as if that's gonna give you more
Yeah,
alcohol.
exactly. Same
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's not.
there is ins and outs. Like you
Right.
could ask for a double or you could ask for a
Oh,
shot.
sure. Yeah.
A double is obviously the same price.
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
shot. more or
Yeah,
less.
Yeah.
Because it is a shot.
And if I'm gonna sip whiskey, I'm gonna order it neat. It's not
Correct.
gonna be because I want more whiskey in it. It's gonna be because I don't want ice in my fucking
Correct.
whiskey.
Yeah,
Right.
and then you could just ask for a side of ice. You
Yeah,
know, like there's
sure.
ins and outs.
There's
And
ways around it. People are just not familiar with.
and you know
Right.
that. You know that if you've been drinking for a while.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you would come in and ask me, hey, can I get a whiskey neat? I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, I don't need to see your ID.
Well, you
But
get an idea of like people who know what they drink.
Yeah,
though. Like
you
it's
could
not
you could tell a person's age from their order.
correct. Yeah.
It's insane. Like
Yeah.
you come in and you're like, hey, like, what's good? Like, oh yeah, like my favorite whiskey is Bacardi. It's like, well, that's
Yeah,
a rum.
that's a rum.
Can I
Yeah.
see your ID?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like right then and there, like you should know more or less like who your clientele is, and
Yeah.
everyone's different, man, and
It's
you know that.
it's funny because my girlfriend, she bartended for almost like 10 years, but back that was when we were younger, drinking early 20s, and it's kind of like the shit that was like what was really big, like SoCo and lime, Southern Comfort and lime.
God.
Nobody drinks that shit anymore. But that was a habit.
Islands.
That was Long
Yeah.
Island. People still drink that shit, but
They
that's
do.
because it gets you fucked up for cheap.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not that cheap anymore. It's
not that cheap
If
anymore.
you really want to be honest,
unless it's like a
pretty-
house, like if you make it from scratch, or if there's like a house mix,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or pre-mix, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, in the before times, I think billiards still had like $5 fucking Long Islands,
yeah.
which like,
But you see, like, people drinking, like, not, listen, I don't mean it, I collect bourbon and scotch, so I am already a snob in that
Obviously.
sense. But it's not just that, it's about, like, when you're sitting, I drink at bars, if I'm paying for alcohol at an establishment, I'm gonna drink either Tito's and soda or whatever. If you have Deep Eddy, I like Deep Eddy. I think it tastes better. It's
pretty good, man.
It doesn't give me a hangover like Tito's does. But you learn that after you drink so much of it.
Yeah, of course.
But if I'm at a bar, typically I'm drinking vodka soda with lime because it's quick, it's easy.
Yeah.
I don't get too trashed on it. I can't drink my bourbons because one, they're fucking secondary prices and they're just and it's not even like a, you can say like a Crown or a Jameson or whatever, they're all in the same tier. But if you go to like Knob or
Yeah,
Knob
if you
Creek
order a
or-
Knob Creek, it's going to be at least
gonna
like
be way-
$13 or $14.
but it's still a
probably more.
$25 bottle at the
Yeah,
store. So it's
right.
not like, to me as a collector, I can't justify my bourbon select drinking at a bar.
Yeah.
Unless it's a whiskey establishment
Yeah.
that has relatively good prices, which I
Yeah.
do enjoy those, like cigar bars and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my question for you, we are hopefully in the latter days of this whole COVID thing. I really hope,
God willing.
you know,
Been a while.
it doesn't matter if you believe it's a real thing or not. We still have to function as a society. Businesses
Yeah.
need to open. I feel like a lot of my friends,
Well, in the bar industry, got its ass kicked.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
bad. They've neglected
how have
us.
you managed? Like, you can't. The bars are closed. Bars are closed still as of today. I think you can, if you have food, you
have
can serve
food,
food,
Yeah, that's the loophole.
and you can sneak drinks
Getting-
around that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, but how?
Don't you still have to close super early, though?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places what they're doing is that they're selling food, but then the kitchen closes early, and then you continue to serve alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not
and
supposed to.
But you're also like.
But I mean, hey, I'm not going to say anything, you know.
well,
like,
no,
of course,
fucking anybody
you know,
who's working and needs to make money. You know.
imagine one of us opening a bar after 10 years of slaving and going
Grinding and
away
saving
and
money,
grinding
yeah.
and hustling. You know, for COVID to come around and shut you down after all your passion.
Yeah.
You know, after all your hard work. I mean, it's terrible, man. Like, I just think that we should
everything
all
just
be
got
given exactly. We should all just be given, you know, an equal opportunity. Just at least let us open, even if it's at 25%.
Yeah.
You know, we're not asking for 50%. We're just asking to.
If you guys want to work and people want to show up,
Correct.
You know,
Yeah, I think
follow
it's-
the social distancing application. But
I think that we should be eligible to open. You know,
Sure.
fuck yeah, man.
As long as we're following the guidelines and stuff like that.
If
why
it's
not?
at 25%, though, like, are you guys even able to make
course
enough
not.
money to keep the doors open?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Not even at 50%.
But it would at least keep you open longer.
It would keep us open longer, and it would keep the name alive.
That's
the
yeah.
most important thing right
Yeah.
now is staying open and people knowing who you are and what you give to the community and
Yeah.
you're a part of the community. And people tend to forget that if you
Sure.
go away for 6 months, which we
Yeah,
have.
man.
No, I know. I've
Yeah.
had like in times in my life, I've had bars that were like my bar that I went to, and I generally didn't go to other bars. Period. And it was like I went out there for my socialization, and those people, a lot of them were very close friends and even like closer to family.
Yeah, man, you spend so much time, sober or not, you spend time enough, you spend enough time somewhere, you're going to invest yourself into people
Of
and the
course.
place.
I mean, you work with these people. Let's say if you have a part-time or full-time job, you work with them 3 to 5 times a week. You know, 40 hours a week. I mean, that's more than some of your family members. That's,
Oh, sure.
That's more believe it or not, it's more than some of your partner, your
Yeah,
girlfriend,
your
your
spouse,
wife.
yeah.
If you're not counting sleeping hours, then
Correct,
absolutely
yeah.
it is.
So
Yeah.
you're hanging out with these people, and these people have become part of your life after 3 or 4 years, and it sucks to see them struggling. It sucks to see them.
For sure, man. Yeah.
Like it's terrible.
And even like for where we, our little our local watering hole, we definitely try to pop in and buy food and just tip whoever's working. Like everyone's shifts are cut.
Yeah.
No one's really, there aren't even. I feel bad for a lot of the the girls that were waitressing there. There's no need for it, because the one or two bartender that opens.
Yeah,
does
but they got to eat. Like,
Correct.
Yeah,
they gotta make money.
yeah.
Everybody does.
So what have you been doing to manage like staying busy? I see your social media handle. We'll have that on the video. Mike Cabrera Mixologist on Instagram. you have you've been getting like some sponsorships, from different companies, or
Yes. Yeah. So
doing videos.
Yeah. So I've done everything from awareness to bars being closed to bartenders not having a job, and then I've also partnered up with a couple of different IGs and liquor companies just to pretty much create content. Just,
Right.
Everyone's just trying to stay alive. Everyone's just trying to not go under.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing, and then we also started curbside cocktails at the hub, and it
Nice.
was really successful. I mean, but
I was actually going to ask you about that
It was
because I
amazing.
know like there's a bar that I like a lot up in Delray called Death or Glory, and they've been doing like to go, like literally to go drinks. Like I think the way they were getting around it was they have like the things not actually mixed together yet, so they were like giving it to you in a couple different tiny containers that were sealed. So you're doing it the exact same way.
So we were doing it, anything carbonated, anything that had carbonation, which was a Coke or a ginger beer, we would put that on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Moscow Mule, for instance, we would put the main ingredients, the liquor, the lime, and and we would put the ginger beer on the side. We'd tape it aside, and it was doing great. We would have Long Island's with the Coke on the side or the Sprite on the side, depending on what style Long Island it was.
And just like one main bottle of tequila, one main bottle of vodka, one main.
Yeah, well, not so much the bottle. We would put them in a mason jar, like a 16-ounce mason jar, and we would make all the drinks without ice, so it wasn't watered down.
Yeah.
And the shelf life was, over a year, so it was really, really good, and it was doing tremendous. I mean, the success was amazing. But then,
You keep saying was.
yeah, it was. But then restaurants started opening up. Because this was before that everybody was doing to-goes.
Gotcha.
So
Right.
everybody was doing to-goes, so the market was just to-goes.
Yeah.
So it was really mostly based off of how good is your drinks,
Right.
or how good is your following.
Yeah.
And our following was great, and our drinks were amazing.
Right.
But then these other restaurants started opening up, and obviously, why would you take a to-go drink, even if you're
Yeah.
trying to support your local,
When you can go
bar?
sit down somewhere.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
Order and
I mean,
drink comfortably.
you've been stuck in the house for 2 months. I mean,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
something opens up like a Louis
Yeah.
Bossy or
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Coconuts.
yeah.
Or,
Yeah. You just want to get out of the house at that point.
Yeah, at that point, you just want to get out the house, have a drink, people watch, talk shit.
Yeah.
That's the main goal. So why would you grab a to-go drink, even if you're trying to support someone?
Sure.
Which we had plenty of people that were supporting us, which was amazing.
Right.
But yeah, that came to a halt, obviously, when everything else opened up. So a lot of people in the industry are really frustrated, especially like bar owners and
Sure.
club owners. And, like, it's not fair. Like, how
Yeah.
are you going to open up a restaurant
Yeah, that just
Yeah,
completely
sure.
fucks you guys.
It's
and
it's
not
frustrating,
open up
yeah.
a bar? And everyone's, saying, oh, it's because restaurants serve food and bars don't.
right.
But you should still give us a chance.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not right.
yeah. So, do you,
100%.
do you guys have any plan as to how to deal with the fact that
Yeah, of
dried
course,
up?
of
Like,
course, of
what are you
course.
guys doing instead?
So right now we're trying to open up a kitchen in the back, selling like hummus or gyros or burgers or pizzas. That's our goal to get into.
And if you do that, that allows you to be open.
Correct, but
Okay.
it's not as easy as like just
Sure.
throwing a kitchen behind anywhere.
it's-
Yeah, no, I assume
gotta
there's like all
meet
sorts
code
of permits
and
and
correct.
shit.
permits,
Code
yeah.
permits. It's a process, and sometimes honestly, it's pretty expensive. So you're gonna pitch in tens of thousands of dollars to what to
Right.
Yeah.
only make half of that back, or
Right.
hopefully
I
all
know
that back.
the Mac House right here.
Hmm.
Just craft beers, right?
And they make grilled cheeses.
Yeah, they do grilled cheeses, like hummus. There's like 3 or 4 things,
Yeah.
but huge crowd. I mean, craft beers. So people go and they order the food. That's all you really need. Just a handful of things to say it's food. But I don't know if it has to. I don't know the actual like rule. If you need like multiple menu items, I don't know. This place is already kind of operating to this to that.
Well, and they don't have a
scale.
liquor license. They
Yeah,
just
they just
Correct.
have a beer
It's
wine.
correct.
Right.
Correct.
Which is
is
significantly
entirely
cheaper.
different.
Significantly cheaper.
Yeah, way cheaper.
Yeah.
Huh?
10
like,
times.
like
Easier.
100, like 100,000 cheaper, right? Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone told me the difference in that, and I was just like,
it's tremendous. Like just
you make so much more money with liquor.
Correct.
So
you do, but the risk is way worse. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a lot of risk when it comes to serving people with alcohol. I mean, people, with beer and wine is a little different.
Right.
They don't get as like you don't have shots, you don't have mixed drinks. You don't.
Well, they
have
try, but it's not the same shit.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
A lot of these hookah places say they have some kind of liqueur, but it's fucking grape. It's wine based or something stupid.
Sake or something.
Yeah, they're like, oh, like Jack Daniel shot, and it's like literally a fucking like wine.
Yeah.
It's a wine or some shit. It tastes like, I don't know, but I can't do that shit anyway. But so what else have you been doing to manage like being not necessarily being able to do shifts, bartending? Like what I saw The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock was.
The Rock shared
cool,
your
man.
Terramana,
Nice.
The Rock's Terramana tequila.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
You did a little.
Yeah, so same thing, man. Like when we first started this whole the COVID, like I was making videos just to make people laugh and pretty much like pass the time, like
Right.
Sure.
So I was making originally bar related and restaurant and server related content just to to make people laugh, and it did tremendous. Like it was
Shit for your own
amazing.
sanity too, right?
Yeah, it was funny, like bartender withdrawals. That's what I called it, and it was just pretty much like you missing bartending. And I had a video that had 1.7 million views.
That
Nice.
shit. I think it's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it's so crazy how social media works. It's like you could edit and put the right sound, and then you do all these extra things, and it's this is the video that's gonna go viral, and then it gets
nothing.
1,000 views.
Yeah.
So you're like, what the hell?
It's crazy. Like I think the video is the one where you're like stacked, like lifting up bar stools and stuff, and like
it
his
was
house.
silly.
Like, it's
With the
just funny.
opera
Though.
music.
Just happened to go viral.
Yeah, one or two people shared it, and then it just like it starts getting on like these crazy like Server Life, and then like these crazy sites, and it's like I got my mom calling me. It's like in Spanish, like she's like, "You have 1 million views," in like Spanish, yelling at me, and I'm like, "You sure it's 1 million? Are you sure it's not 1,000, Mom?" Like I get 1,000,
right?
I get thousands of all the time. Like not to brag, but like I was just like, "What the hell's going on?" And so I log on Facebook, which ironically like.
Where'd it go viral? What platform?
Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Literally
That's
Facebook.
the
So,
one
like-
I wouldn't expect it to go viral.
Exactly, same. So like I'm pretty big on Instagram, and like I have a decent following, and I get a large amount of views and reposts and shares on Instagram. So I posted it on Facebook, just doing it just to like, honestly, like it sounds crazy, but like I wanted my mom to see it.
Right.
So I posted it.
Sure. So you needed to use the platform that
Correct.
she uses.
Hey, Mom, I'm doing okay. I'm
Yeah,
depressed,
like
but
exactly.
I'm doing
Like
okay.
I did it. Yeah, like I don't have a job. I haven't had a job in 2 months, but like, hey, look how stupid I look. And it's like it blew up. And then like
Nice.
ironically, it's like my mom, the person that I wanted to see the most, is calling me, telling me, hey, you got 1 million views. And then like I got people from like all over the States like texting me and like, dude, like I live in New York, and my cousins in Australia just told me that they saw your videos. And I'm like, what the hell?
Wow.
Like,
Man,
wild. It was
the coolest thing.
The coolest thing I've
That's
ever.
the coolest thing.
And then like to follow that up, follow your question up, like then like I make a video, like obviously like I'm a huge Rock fan.
Oh man, we all are.
Yeah, like
We all are.
who doesn't love The Rock? Like
I was like, I replied to the comment. I was like, yo, Dwayne, that's my bro, man. Shout out. I'm his manager. Shout out. if you
yeah,
need
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Let me know if you
Just
need it.
trying to-
I'm his security,
Exactly.
his manager. Anything you need, just let me.
Yeah, so like it was so cool, like like a huge fan of him, and I've been a fan before the tequila, before like all the way back to wrestling. Like I like who didn't? If you grew up in like the '90s,
Bro,
like,
there's a bunch of kids that only know him as an actor.
Yeah.
that's which is
nuts.
crazy.
There's a word for those people. They're jabronis.
yeah, like it's
It's your bronies.
yeah. You're
It
right.
doesn't matter how old you are.
It's just crazy. Like I grew up on The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Hell yeah.
Triple Threat,
Hell yeah.
or Triple H rather, whatever. Like I grew up on those guys. So like to me it was just a blessing. Like seeing how he's come such a long way.
Yeah.
I
was
feel
nuts.
I feel like that when he shared that, I was like, you know what? The Rock will always like he's smart as fuck. He'll always
ridiculously smart, man.
he has like the work ethic of nothing I've ever seen in my life.
Insane.
This guy does. I don't know when he sleeps or if he does.
Same.
Probably on Thursdays.
Probably, yeah.
Who knows, man?
Every other Tuesday.
He's involved in everything.
Yeah,
He has a full.
It's insane.
He has a full-fledged gym that travels, the Iron Paradise.
Correct. And
Travels with
XFL. He just bought the XFL.
He just
Yeah.
bought the XFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is nuts. Movies.
What a few
Yeah.
other and buyers, but but still, like I think he. Did you see the post? He had all the helmets for each team.
Yeah, he's like,
in his
like
office.
He's like, I couldn't make the NFL
Yeah,
like my
you know,
dream, so
I
like
just
I
bought-
ended
so
up
I
in
bought a league.
fucking bought a league,
Bottom
Yeah.
league.
Fuck it.
a couple
It's
$1 billion.
crazy.
Like who
Yeah.
cares? Like whatever. They
Yeah.
just write it off on taxes. Like it was nuts. I was like,
Weird
good for you.
flex, but I get it.
I mean, he
Hey.
just wants to one up Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
speaking
he's-
of that, I don't know how long that's gonna last.
Yeah.
The WWE.
Good for him.
I mean, it was declared by the state of Florida essential business. So,
The WWE.
yeah.
Well, they were very essential to the point where they had with their electronic fans.
Okay.
They had like full KKK people in the thing.
Oh, shit!
And they aired it.
that's not good.
They actually aired it.
Yeah.
I cannot
So
imagine
that
a way
was-
in which they
that
could have
was
fucked up worse.
One, I don't know, man. But then a lot of people are leaving. I don't follow wrestling
I
too much.
feel like
these
you're
days,
supposed to
but
have a dude whose job it is to make sure that
You
doesn't
should
happen.
have a few dudes.
Yeah, a
At
couple
least
dudes.
one.
You know,
Yeah.
you're a
At the
$1 billion
bare
industry.
minimum.
Bare minimum. Yeah.
one.
$1 billion industry.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
you
that
dropped
shit
the ball,
is
you dropped the ball.
Things
Yep.
happen. Things happen. You know, there's nothing about this year that is not fucking weird.
Weird.
Like,
Man. It's a weird year.
you know, I developed like I grew up very, you know, middle class or below middle class, and everything that is typically stressful or hard is pretty normal. Like everyone's kind of struggling, everyone's a little behind on bills, and you just get used to that kind of grind and mentality, live paycheck to paycheck, etc. I developed a whole new like level of anxiety during this
Well, yeah.
entire
Man,
COVID.
everything's
like, I
fucked.
didn't even know. I hear. I used to say like, oh, I feel a little anxious, but no. Like I had like a full attack, and it was like I didn't know what the fuck. Like you know, because I'm like, nah, man, I don't. I've been through shit. Like I'm tough. Like I'm.
Yeah, right? Like your level
No.
of masculinity is supposed to prevent that from
'cause
happening.
That's what you think when you're dumb. So
no,
I'm
that's
dumb.
what we're
So-
taught in this country
Yeah.
for some reason.
Well, that too.
'Cause it's-
That's a whole
yeah.
deeper issue. That's
Being
correct.
American.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
Right.
the American dream.
But I definitely there's pretty much nothing that can happen that where like everyone's like, yep, that's the next fucking thing up, you know. It's like I got Aliens in October, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we had that whole Area 51 raid.
Right?
If you want to go,
And I mean, everything-
I'm not trying to get into that
Attempted
conversation.
Everything got a lot worse after
been-
that. So, like,
yeah, that was
perhaps
yeah.
they did let something out.
Something
Or
happened.
maybe who knows? Maybe they're trying to cover it up. They're like, fuck
Yeah,
it.
right.
They're on to aliens. Let's fucking
Yeah.
release COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So-
maybe the Mayans were right and we all actually did die in 2012 and we're in hell.
Maybe.
Oh man, it's like a
Hey, whatever. We had 8 years of solid.
hell of a plot
I mean, it
twist.
was pretty bad. Like,
It was
the
pretty
last
bad.
8 years were
They were pretty
not
bad.
as now. Like this
Yeah.
is pretty bad. Like
It's a different bad. Everyone's like, what the fuck's going on?
We invented a whole new flavor of
yeah,
bad.
everyone's like, what's the next?
Welcome to Flavor
What's
Town.
gonna happen next?
Bad as fuck.
Because it's
Flavor.
like I've been checking like the
Yeah.
hurricane station like every week, and I'm like,
There's like
bro,
5
we're gonna
hurricanes.
we're gonna get fucked. Like this is the year that Florida's gonna get the next
I mean,
Andrew.
So far, we just keep dodging.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, it's been since '92. Like,
No,
Yeah.
we've dodged since I think Wilma, right?
We had, since Wilma, we had one major one
Like
hit us.
that was a cat. Well, Wilma was like a cat 3. It was a 4. It turned into a 3.
Yeah. Wilma was the most destructive storm in history for Florida.
So we had right.
really? Not even Andrew? I think
Yeah.
Andrew was pretty up there.
Andrew is just like more destructive from the terms of like things actually destroyed.
Got it.
It's that like dollars,
Got
like
it.
billions of dollars of damage
Okay.
and shit. But the fuck, what was it? I think it was Irene.
Irene, that's what it was.
Irene
Irene.
was not great as well.
Yeah, that was a cat 2, but it was going really slow. And I,
I feel
think
like,
it just
like,
like
even
dumped a lot of
Katrina.
rain.
Katrina was really bad for us.
Katrina was
Yeah.
bad for
We're
us and
out-
then worse for everyone
shit,
else.
no, I'm not gonna go ahead and say like we were we were the golden child when it comes to Katrina. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Orleans got it the worst.
yeah.
yeah.
But like I remember being out of school for like 3-4 weeks, man. It was fucking awesome.
It was
Besides,
'cause-
the
it was 'cause of
AC and
Katrina-
shit.
Well, we were younger, right? So it was like
Yeah.
It was because
no
Katrina
school.
was followed up with by Wilma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
out of school for like
That's
a
what it
week
was.
for Katrina and then 2 weeks for Wilma just a couple weeks later.
Yeah, it was
And
a
they were
back-to-back.
like literally talking about having to add time to the end of the school year.
I made
because
bread
we missed too much.
that entire year because me and my boy we had a few chainsaws and we just went around
Nice.
just fucking cutting trees that fell over people's yards and didn't
Nice.
pay us. So I
Florida.
made some money. But
Yeah.
but the crazy thing about that is also I want to say 2006. When did that Sri Lanka tsunami hit? It was the massive tsunami that
I don't
had.
recall.
Yeah, man. I'm more of a meteorologist, you know, like
It was
hurricane
there was
related.
remember there
Yeah.
was a tsunami relief thing, like the whole world was kind of like,
It's happened a couple times.
this was the last big one. I think
It wasn't 2006, but
it was probably like 3 or 4, 2003 or 4. But
they're
they
normally
had,
after earthquakes.
they had the tsunami relief. Yeah, so the earthquake that hit was the one that supposedly fucking took the earth off its axis.
Yeah, they made a bunch
apparently.
of movies and shit off of it. Like I remember.
Well,
I just don't remember exactly.
That shit is. I swear that is the reason why Florida cannot get hit by a fucking major hurricane anymore.
I mean, we're just
We've been
really
blessed,
good at
man.
dodging.
We're good at dodging, and then like
Fucking-
the ones that do hit us, it's
Just don't hit us hard for
they
some
don't
reason.
because it's like
They
we're like
slide off.
protected. It's like we have the Bahamas,
It's
and
so
Cuba,
weird, man.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rico.
That shit will go right to the side of us or to the left.
a lot
Well,
of
and-
a lot of people say it's all the Hylian, brujeria. Like,
Maybe
it's
it
all
is.
like the
Maybe it's all the
Santeros.
Santeria,
It's all
you
the
know?
Santeria, bro. Those people, man. I'm Cuban. Trust me,
Yeah.
man.
I
I've come
forget-
home and my mom's rolling a coconut. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And she's like, hey, it's hurricane season. You never
Yeah,
know.
man. I forget which one
Whatever
it was.
fucking works, man.
Whatever works, man. Whatever floats your boat.
I think
That's
it was
fucking
like
funny.
Laura or something. The one just a couple weeks ago. That one of the storms a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
the one.
Isaias or
It was yeah, that one. It was like Isaiah.
Some shit like that.
Isaias or something.
Isaias, something.
So it ended up fucking up the Northeast
Yeah.
real bad.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
out of
Yeah,
power.
it hit like New Orleans, Texas.
It was literally 15 miles off the coast of my girlfriend's apartment while we were there.
Insane.
And it was like a light afternoon rainstorm. We just got nothing.
Yeah, we were kind of like
Happened to not get any.
we
of
were
it.
so
for us.
Terrible
we're,
shit.
we're probably 7 miles. Well, no, we're probably like
Here?
13.
Yeah, at least like
We're
13,
probably like
15.
13, but I'm talking like
from
in
here to
reference
the
to the beach.
For the beach,
To the
yeah.
ocean.
About,
But I'm talking
no
like
more than 13, man. We're
95.
You're closer than I am. I live like in
You're west.
I live west, like
Yeah.
in the
I used to
swamp.
live
Okay.
by 27.
Everglades.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And that's like where I live is 11 miles. So you must be a little bit closer, 8 miles, maybe like
Yeah.
7 miles.
Which is if you look at this from a satellite view, that ain't shit.
That ain't
No,
shit.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
size
yeah.
of this fucking
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
should be fucking us up entirely.
It should be
Insane.
recognized.
Because like the other,
We just get lucky.
The other 200 miles of empty space is just Everglades, right?
Correct, yeah, man.
So before you get to the Gulf, but I'm talking about like. You're talking like on a map. This is
It's less than an
this
inch.
is from like this
Yeah,
is the
less than
west coast of Florida all the way to 95.
They'll say it. They're like, oh, New Orleans is gonna get storm surge for 20 miles. I'm like, dude, we
Yeah,
get
right?
fucked up.
Oh, I mean,
We'd
all
be
of Florida
having
would be
fucking
fucked.
gators and shit in my backyard.
Yeah,
and
you'd have,
fucking
you'd have
weird
water
shit,
all the way
man.
to fucking 27.
Yeah.
You know what's
My
you know what's
neighbor's
crazy?
airboat would finally come out. Like it's
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
Be
Down
fishing,
Flamingo Road on an airboat.
fishing in my backyard
Right?
and shit. Like it'd be weird,
Bro.
But it hasn't happened. So like,
Yeah.
whatever. knock
It's
on
always
wood.
fun. It's always more fun when you're younger because you like
Yeah,
fucking,
fuck, you
know,
get to miss school.
Well, yeah,
bro.
because
or you just like
miss
walk
the
out. You like I'll be home whenever, and you don't have no true responsibilities. Although I do miss like being younger, I don't because I like my
No, that
freedom.
fucking sucked.
I like
I
my
missed it.
freedom. I like being able to do whatever the fuck
do.
I want to do
Correct.
when
Yeah.
I want to do
But
it.
you have that golden age that you're like, you don't really care too much about freedom, but you care
But you-
more about like just
Yeah.
living and having fun. And it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kids nowadays are
Also,
fucking,
you can be entertained by things a lot
yeah,
easier.
like.
But I was
man,
gonna say there's remember you ever talk to like anybody that's not from Florida or at least just okay, so people like my ex-wife, she was
There's
from,
one right here. Continue your sentence.
Yeah, but you grew up down here. It's not.
He's got a
you're
Buffalo
not-
shirt on, man.
Yeah, but he fucking like my question is people that are not from here and they come here for their first hurricane.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
they're
yeah.
they're scared out of their
Oh,
fucking
God.
Yeah, no,
Dude.
it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I've got two friends, like they have families and kids now,
Yeah.
and they moved to Florida like literally a year ago, and they think they've now been through a hurricane.
Yeah.
I keep telling them, no, Don't let that set your expectation.
Don't let
level.
the 5 days
We
of
didn't-
notice
we
scare
didn't-
you.
we didn't get hit by anything.
Don't let your neighbors that have lived here their whole life now
Yeah.
put their shutters up
To
like
the day-
5
like,
hours
3 hours before it
They're like, oh shit, it's not gonna fucking turn. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
You're fucking holding
Yeah,
the metal
they're,
thing
like,
up and the
holding it
wind's
up.
just fucking pounding you.
Yeah, no, I've literally been in the backyard
Yeah,
while my
I'm-
dad's on a ladder
Yeah.
cutting down the
Yeah, I've done
fucking
that too.
screen.
Bro, I'm Cuban. Both of my parents were born in Cuba, so like their expectation to a hurricane is insane. So
Oh,
it's
they're
like,
preparing for like
bro,
the
they're-
end of the day.
Devastation.
they're
Yeah.
like they got like sandbags and fucking whatever you can find, like an old fucking dresser that you just broke
Yeah,
apart
yeah,
right
yeah.
before, and you're like, hey, let's put this shit up
Board
before
up
the
everything.
one window that we have.
They're used to like utilizing
Yeah,
whatever
it's
they
just
can.
poverty, like
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like you come here and they have this magical place called Home Depot that you can
Yeah,
literally
right.
buy anything that you
Anything,
fucking
yeah.
need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my mom's used to like, my mom is the one that puts like fucking duct tape on the window, and you're like, that's definitely not going to prevent anything from
No,
happening.
not even a little.
No.
No, it
But that's my mother.
Prevents your.
That's
it
my
prevents
mother.
a bunch of glass going
Correct.
everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Like, if you want to be honest.
Which means you've
Right.
accepted the fact that glass is
yeah,
gonna be
you've
fucking.
You've
you're
already
like-
lost to that
Yeah,
point.
you've already lost. Like you're just like, hey, let me just go sleep in the bathroom.
Like,
Yeah, basically.
At that point, you're just like,
Pull
I'm
out
just-
13 candles that you've been
But
just
anyway.
waiting to fucking burn.
yeah,
you know,
it's nuts, man. Like
it's weird when you grow up down here.
South Florida is
you
a
don't
whole-
fear hurricanes.
No, we throw hurricane
So,
parties.
We throw hurricane parties.
correct,
It
but
is-
that's like South Florida. That's like Dade and Broward.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you go up to like
Oh,
Palm,
because we're the hub. Like we're
correct,
what
yeah.
gets
But
hit
like if
typically.
you if you go to Orlando or Cali, like it's not.
They don't even know
it's,
that.
It's
They
not
don't
a
even-
melting pot. It's
Right.
not like the.
Well, by the
you
time
know,
anything hits Orlando or Central Florida, it's
category 2,
it's a
at the very
tropical
most.
depression at most.
Yeah.
You know, but it's weird when you are 5, 6. I was 5 or 6 when Andrew hit. And
was 3.
There was a boat in my yard. I lived off like close to County Line, 8th Street, in Hollandale, Florida. So it was like 2 blocks from County Line, and there was a boat from like North Miami in my drive. Like
I was in Hialeah when I
like
hit.
I'm like, dog, how the fuck did this get here? You know, because when you're that little,
Well, you're also that young, right?
so
Like,
but you see trees toppled, but you grow up not. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but most people grow up not super fearful. Like we're in school a few days before a hurricane's coming. Like
Yeah.
it's just like outside of the panic of getting gas and water.
Yeah.
You know, that's batteries, water. You know, generators. Like even back then. Like now, there's more science and more shit to get by. But I remember in high school, man, we had the Xbox just came out. Halo just came out, so we had
you had
LAN cables.
You had a fucking LAN party for
We had a
it.
LAN party,
Yeah.
dude. We had cases of Mountain Dew, a generator.
Oh,
Yeah.
We had like
Why
chips.
were we friends?
You know what I'm
Sounds
saying?
like right up my alley.
Bro, this is
Halo
the best.
and
And we
Mountain Dew.
played like 3 TVs. Like
Yeah, but
2 or
that was
3
like
TVs.
before online and all that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Now it's like,
That's why they all had to be in the same
link
house.
cables.
bro, when hurricanes used to hit, like the thing was to go outside and play kickball or play football or,
Yeah.
or wall.
Throw a fucking
Yeah.
frisbee and
Bro,
see how far
anything.
the wind takes it.
Now it's
Right.
like kids are like all about like live and internet and it's just crazy. It's
Till the internet goes down.
correct. Like
Till
it
it
just
goes
sucks.
down.
Like I just feel
Yeah.
like I feel like I was that
What
last
the fuck
era.
am I supposed to do, Mom?
I feel like we were that last era that
God,
was
my
like
life sucks.
that was fun to go outside and still break a sweat and
This
have
is
fun.
bullshit.
Yeah.
On
Well, we
planet
were like
bullshit.
we were the last ones for whom like the internet was not already a like universal thing when we were born.
Correct. Yeah.
We're the last generation.
Bro, I had to
Right,
hook.
yeah.
I had to hook my Ethernet
We're the last
cable
generation of playing
to my
outside, too.
Xbox to go on Xbox Live, and it sucked. There was no such thing as like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
all
it
this
was just to
fucking
get
bullshit.
on to play, not
Yeah.
even like to do
Correct.
anything.
Yeah. The best part was instead of playing online, was playing next to your friend that you could screen watch and talk shit.
Because
Like,
you're a
motherfucker, I see that you're.
because you're a screen watching piece of shit.
Correct.
What did we
Fuck
say?
you.
What did
You're
we do?
right.
What
Hate
did we
you.
do
I
the other
loved
night?
it, bro.
That's when Madden added the feature. Where,
God, I love screen
just
watching.
for that.
It was so
Madden
awesome.
added the feature where you can hit
The
the button.
plasma grenades on Halo, you just walk in and
And
you're
stick
like,
'em.
you
Did
wouldn't
you see
even
them
fucking.
the corner.
You watch them on their screen.
Yeah,
and
you're
like,
watching
He's
them,
about
you're
to
like,
walk
he's
into
gonna
the tower,
turn.
and they just throw it, and they're like, "How'd you know?" And I'm
Dude,
like,
first of all,
"Good guess."
There's a
not a
special layer of
you're not
metal
a-
for screen watchers.
you're not a true gamer unless you know
screen watching, bro.
where screen watching started, and it's GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. It started with GoldenEye.
Yeah, the golden gun.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
golden
they're-
gun was the fucking.
You knew
coolest
exactly
game, bro.
when they were going to walk into the fucking bathroom on that
Anywhere.
one map.
Oh,
Like,
it sucked. That
yeah.
bathroom was the shit.
But like,
Yeah.
even if you like kind of looked on your peripheral, like if you weren't screen watching, because I did it here and there, but I wasn't.
Probably also had like a 25-inch TV that you were playing it
Not
on.
even like a 13-inch TV.
Yeah. Like,
was
Fucking
awesome.
a
your
box,
peripheral vision is going to see what
a
they're
white.
doing.
It was like a white Mitsubishi TV that had
It was huge.
like
that was deeper than it was
Deeper,
wide.
exactly.
It had a
Yeah,
built-in
yeah.
VCR,
Yeah.
and it had an
those were, like,
audio video
expensive.
plug,
Yeah.
audio video plug right in the front.
Yeah, the two colors.
No, the TV
before
was-
the
the
HDMI
TV was
cord,
like
it was like the
$80.
yellow, the
Yeah.
white, and the red.
Yeah.
Those were the shit.
Well, this was just two. It was just white and audio and video.
Yeah, yeah.
Yellow and
Yeah.
white.
I had the yellow.
But this TV, my brother and I saved money from washing cars and cutting grass, and he rode me on his GT from Hollandale to Aventura Mall, and we bought this TV that was probably the size of like a Gateway computer box.
The
And
cow
TV,
box.
the TV is 13 inches. It's not, and it's like not HD. You know, this is like, but this was our TV.
You can get a
This was
12-inch
our
sub
TV.
at
This was
Subway,
our
and it
TV,
sucks.
right?
Right. This was
For
our
$5.
For
TV.
$5.
And it was going in our room, and like my dad had okayed it, and I'm under 10 years old. My brother is 6 years older than me, so he was like an early teenager. But I'm carrying this fucking TV while he's riding me on his bike
On the pegs.
for like 4 miles. Like, not this isn't like a
It
few
was
blocks.
It's the best day of your life.
Sure.
But it was an adventure.
Yeah, of course.
And as a kid, that's kind of what you lived for back then, because
Now it's like 85-inch TV. What the fuck? That's what you have in your living room?
yeah, right.
What the hell is
That's
this? What the fuck?
I have a 100-inch plasma
Yeah,
projector.
it's
like, blah, blah.
insane, man. It's insane, man.
It's everything is different now, and like, don't
crazy.
get me wrong, I like to have the nicest shit.
Of course.
the
Who
nicest
doesn't?
TV.
Who doesn't? But I appreciate that 13-inch TV that you're talking
Man,
about.
I grew up like that, bro.
I
so
appreciate
I know where
the
I came
golden
from.
gun that you would walk around and it
Kids
was like
do
a
not know.
one-kill shot.
I look at
It's
my
awesome.
kids. I look at my son sometimes just playing the iPad, and then he's like, "Fuck this!" Throws a goddamn thing because it's in a life-proof case, and it's to
gotta
him
be.
it's
It's
indestructible.
gotta be, bro.
Yeah.
So he flings it, and he's like, "Enough of this bullshit!" And he takes the Switch, and he starts playing Mario. And he puts it back in the dock, and he's
Yeah.
playing on a 65-inch TV.
It sounds like me, bro.
Yeah.
He's
The same fucking way.
He's 2 years old. He has no idea how nice he's got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit.
but part of you as a parent, you want everything you didn't have for your children.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, not just everything you didn't have, but you want the best. I like the best shit for me, just selfishly.
Yeah, of
I
course. Who
'cause
doesn't,
I
man?
never had anything growing up, so I always
That's the way of
took
life.
pride. I took pride in like getting nice shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because I work for it. And then there's people who have things, you know, they're a little more privileged, the way they grew up, their parents were doing well, and they were born into a better system and a better opportunity. Let's just say a better opportunity. But I feel like, especially in South Florida, you can go from where you are in you're in Miramar?
I'm in Maryland.
Yeah, you can go from like Miramar, which if you're not in like West Miramar, like East Miramar is like a hood now. It's
I'm
like
right
kinda,
there on that borderline.
It's kind of like a hood, which is
It is. Miramar,
crazy
yeah.
because the East Miramar was still west of where I grew up, and that was like nice.
Yeah.
So it's all about perspective, and you know, I don't know. I'm
Well,
going
yeah,
off
and
of a
like-
Yeah, anything
wild
over
tangent, but-
I-75.
Not even 30 years
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
fucking Weston didn't even exist. It was
Weston
a
was-
goddamn
well,
swamp.
shit, nothing was past
Like-
70 or Flamingo.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Mm-hmm. There was that fucking, what was that, Waffle House? It was like the shit show.
Yeah, it was a fucking dirt road, which is crazy. Like Chrome Ave, all that, US 27,
Well,
no
Pem-
lights.
Pembroke Pines got
You
voted
used
like
to drag on US 27 when there was
bro,
no lights.
Yeah, bro. Years ago. Years ago.
Man, dude, that's
Kidding
when
me,
I.
man? I'm
yeah.
a huge musclehead.
Yeah.
Our friends
Not,
called it
not like
the
Jim
flight
was.
deck.
I'm
So-
the scrawniest person you know.
Yeah.
We're interviewing Mike Cabrera, the mixologist, but I met him as Mustang Mike.
Yeah,
Mustang Mike, huh?
He drives a Mustang too, which is ironic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
I
my
think I-
second Mustang.
So
The silver one?
this is fucking
The
weird.
silver convertible out there,
Parked-
yeah.
I parked
Weird
next
as
to it.
shit. Two
Nice.
Mustang guys right here. So
right.
Nice.
something's gonna break at the end of the
right, bro.
thing.
I mean, probably, yeah.
Somebody's right.
Yeah.
You had an SI.
I did, no, I had a,
You
yeah.
had it?
No, I didn't have an SI. I had a well, when you met me, I had a turbo Kia Forte.
No, it was red, right? It
Yeah,
was a Kia Forte.
a Kia Forte
Oh,
Coupe,
shit.
but everyone thought it was a Lexus IS.
Is it because you put a Lexus hood ornament on it?
No,
Like,
because
they were just dumbasses.
I had a
They couldn't
aftermarket-
see the Kia symbol.
I had an aftermarket racing Kia logo on there, which is not the Kia logo. It's like this weird.
and they didn't know what the fuck it was.
Right. But not just that.
Hey,
But
look
before
nice,
I met
man.
him in high school, I had an STI. I had a Sunburst storage STI. It was my first car.
Nice.
I saved my money for. But we wrecked that shit.
I assumed as
I
much based on the
Too
story.
young.
Yeah.
Had no idea how to drive something with that much power.
Yeah,
Thought because I played Need for Speed, I could fucking figure it out.
Yeah, right?
such a good game.
But
Yeah.
and this is
And
a
it
car.
totally
this is a car that
translates to real
has,
life.
Yeah.
This is a car that has more with the electronic stability and just the all-wheel drive has more control than the average car. Right? I'm not driving a fucking rear-wheel drive muscle car, but that was just an experience, and I wrecked it.
You wrecked
So,
that car.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So ever since then, I kind of gave up racing.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like,
You-
this
you
probably,
learned.
probably not
Yeah.
enough, probably not for
when,
me.
Like the
Yeah.
It's probably not for me.
Yeah.
Just guessing.
You stuck to StarCraft after that.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
it happens.
So we got off on a bunch of different. This
Many
is cool. It's what
tangents.
happens on this show.
Yeah.
We want free range. We want people to just like be comfortable outside of like the things we've already covered and talked about before we record. We always want to. We want to ask a lot of our guests, what are some of your future plans? What are I know
Assuming
you're-
the world is ever normal.
correct.
Again.
I know you're heavily reliant on the fact that you need things to open, but is there anything outside of maybe you mentioned the kitchen? What are some of the things? What are some of the things that people can potentially look forward to? Goals, maybe some events coming up. I know there's a lot of what ifs,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, there is, man. Absolutely.
but just for the sake of positivity and good energy and good vibes,
correct. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot going on. I mean, me personally, I'm going to be doing, hopefully, if everything goes well, in March 17th to the 21st, I'm going to be doing the Greater Food and Wine Festival.
Starting on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, it starts on a Wednesday and it finishes on a Sunday.
Fuck,
It's
St.
the-
Patty's Day is a Wednesday?
Correct. The
Yeah,
series,
It's always St.
Yeah.
Patty's Day is always like a Tuesday or fucking
No, it literally changes every year.
yeah, but
it's
it's
the
always
17th.
it's always like a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
The way the calendar works.
It's always a weekday.
Not always.
I don't remember the last time.
Because you got blackout drunk.
No, because I
I-
don't go because I have
I
to work
worked
the
at
next
an
day.
yeah, I worked
No,
at
I
an
know.
Irish bar.
But
It changes every year.
It does change
Yeah.
every year, and I have worked at an Irish bar for the last 10 years. So I have
Mm-hmm.
seen it on, I'm not going to lie, I've seen the whole year. I've seen it on a Tuesday. The first year I ever worked at the pub was on a Tuesday.
that whole fucking thing shuts down. It's
Correct,
they
but
block
it
it
wasn't.
off.
It was not like that when I first started working there.
Mm.
When I first started working there, man, like it was not a block party. It was just a
Wait, the pub throws a block party for St. Patrick's Day?
insane
Dude.
block party.
That's
First of
offensive.
all,
It is
they
literally like-
block off everything.
it is literally
so
like
the,
a
the road is like just
it's a mini ultra.
But they're
yeah.
English.
It is.
Well, they're
They're English.
They
the people
are-
who specialize in oppressing the Irish.
So what it is the pub is the UK. It's part of the four.
And Ireland ain't part of the UK.
Northern Ireland is part of the UK.
Yeah,
so it's
'cause
Northern
the English
Ireland.
are cunts.
Correct. So it's Northern Ireland, Scotland, what is it? Britain and Wales.
Wales.
Those are the
Yeah.
four. So yes, we are like a.
Yeah, I'm a fan of.
Hey, people like an excuse to drink.
No,
So-
I know. I'm
so
just
what it is
I'm just giving you
is-
shit.
exactly. So
You
it's
could
like
be
so-
raw sushi and be like fucking.
We're gonna sell
celebrate
tacos.
St. Patrick's Day.
Correct.
Like,
We're gonna
fuck
be like, hey, we're gonna fucking sell $5 Coronas, and people.
it. Is
who-
raw sushi still there?
Fuck yeah, it's still there. man.
nice.
Raw
I haven't
sushi's-
been there. So I
It's
used to
not
go.
what it was.
I
when
used to
it
go there
was.
on Sunday nights when it was a
Correct.
club.
Yeah, it's not like that because shooting and stabbings and then
Yeah.
Shooting and stabbings in West Pines.
Pembroke Gardens. Yes,
What the fuck? So when I was
it's been
going like
interesting the last couple.
probably 10 years ago.
I probably haven't been
10
there
years
for
ago,
like 2
You
or
don't
3
want to
years.
go there, man.
10 years ago, I
No,
was.
you're not missing much.
Yeah.
I had just gotten out of the army. I was relatively still young, and I was like trying to meet some people that I went to school with that I haven't seen in a while, because I felt like I grew up a lot in the 4 or 5 years that I was gone, right? And for me, I mean, I did. I went through a lot of fucking shit, and on top of that, it was kind of like a reunion every time I was out there. So it would be raw sushi on Sunday, and then that would close, and we'd go to Cigar Bar right next door.
Sure.
And then that'd be the night.
Yeah, that ended like
But it was always It was always fucking. I always ran into somebody I knew. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's Pepper Pines, man.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, man. Imagine being a local bartender there, man. It's like you're seeing the same.
Oh, well, it's the same people.
I mean, I assume you literally knew
which
it.
is not bad.
No,
because
they're
it's
rotating
like,
from Village Tavern to
not
Brimstone
even,
to.
yeah, but like after a while, man, like the pub, like we ended up getting like security. We had
Seriously?
like, bro, it was insane, man. Like we had
Jesus.
people at the door. It was a club, man. Like it was nuts. Like wristband.
That's incredible.
It's insane, and it's like people like how, man. Like, and it's
Wow.
honestly
you,
like
you worked there with my boy Adam Lima's brother, right?
Alex, yeah, Alexi, he's my roommate.
Yeah.
He was my
okay,
roommate.
okay.
Alexi
Is
was
he
my
younger
roommate.
than Vanessa and Adam Lima? They're twins. I know Vanessa and Adam are twins.
I don't know how old I don't know how old
He's
Vanessa.
like my age, so I'm 32. So
Yeah, Alexi's 30. Shit, I don't want to say this. 34, I think. 33.
Yeah. Okay.
So Alexi is
older.
one of my best friends. I mean, he was he was my roommate. He was my roommate 5-6 years ago, and then he went his way, and then we ended up becoming roommates again. You know,
And y'all worked at the balcony together.
we ended up working at the balcony as well, man. Like we worked at the.
You
pub
had this
together.
whole like rebranding. I'm telling you, when
Bro,
you
yeah.
left there, it was kind of like
It was
this charge of like because everyone that you knew from the pub. The pub wasn't the only place that they hung out and drank at.
Yeah.
So you say, "Hey, we're going over here." People are going to follow you.
Yeah, no shit.
And then you meet people that are there. The balcony is probably one of the cooler spots that have opened out there and actually stayed open.
Yeah.
Because things don't make it out there.
Correct. It's
expensive.
Very.
And if you're not set in stone, like
Yeah.
America's Backyard or whatever,
Well, America's Backyard, even America's Backyard, they just rebranded themselves.
to what?
They're still America's Backyard, but they completely changed their style
Everything.
to
Okay.
like the Wharf. I hate to
Oh,
say it, but
seriously?
Yes, they're
Wow.
Shooters
All right.
had a complete revamp because Shooters
Yeah,
used to have
everybody,
Shooters
man.
Waterfront used to have fucking bikini contests, and the people didn't even know there was a pool. Like there was a pool when you walked in. There was a fucking pool in that whole AstroTurf area where it's all wicker benches and everything, and nice like fucking tiki torches and shit. Now that was cocaine bags, hookers,
it's Fort Lauderdale.
trashy fucking swimsuit contests.
What part of
I walked in there. I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
what
This is
part
like,
of Fort Lauderdale is not like?
well,
Yeah.
do you remember at Exit 66 pool parties?
Yes, that was
Oh
shithole,
man,
but it was fun.
it was fun.
I mean, like
was
for
fun,
locals,
for what it was.
locals like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, tourists. You know, they want to be on the strip. They want to go downtown. They want to go to.
Yeah, they're gonna go to South Beach.
Yeah. Well. The thing is that like Fort
like beach
Lauderdale,
place,
yeah,
but-
Fort Lauderdale has become such a huge center for spring breakers because back in the days when I was growing up, like the place to
You mean
be,
around like Beach Place on
yeah,
the beach?
yeah,
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale Beach was not like that. Like I want to say like 6-7 years ago. Like growing
Sure.
up, I remember Panama
Correct.
City was the spot, like
Panama
MTV and like
It still is. It still is.
No,
Well,
not like
people
Fort Lauderdale,
migrate.
bro.
People go like they split it up now. They divvy up like Panama City and they divvy up like Daytona.
Yeah, but like but
But down
the
here's the
center
biggest.
of it is right now. I feel like for spring break, my personal opinion
I mean, you would know better than most.
is Las Vegas and Fort Lauderdale.
Sure.
And like yes, Miami, but people stay in Fort Lauderdale because it's cheaper.
Oh yeah.
And then they venture off to Miami for 1 or 2 nights, but they mainly stay in Fort Lauderdale.
Well,
Fort Lauderdale is sure.
People are finally realizing that Miami is just postcard Miami.
Correct.
Postcard is what you postcard Miami means.
Yeah.
If you're listening, it is what you see on a postcard.
Yeah.
And then imagine everything behind that is just trash.
Yeah.
It's just garbage. It's hood.
There's a lot of culture, yes,
Well, of
but it
course.
is very hood.
Miami
and, like, up-and-coming
Beach is
areas.
Miami Beach, and that's it.
Look, bro. I've lived in Florida my whole life. I was
Right.
born and raised, and I've been to Miami, like Miami Beach, a handful of times. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I-
Because there's no need.
There's no need.
Yeah.
Personally, if I go to Miami,
Pain in the ass to get
if
there.
I go to Miami, I'm going to like
There's nowhere to park.
Wynwood. I'm
Oh,
going,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Because to me, that's more.
Which was a hood when I grew up.
yeah,
that was
no,
a hood.
it was insane.
That's literally a
Wynwood-
block over. If you don't know where you are,
Bro, you
is
you
fucking
s-
pork and beans.
You still do that.
Yeah.
It's still the same
Whoa.
shit. Like if you're not on Second Ave and you venture off,
Yeah.
you're
Gentrification like a motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. You're just keep your eyes peeled. Like, yeah, granted, it's not what it was like 6-7 years ago. it's still relatively
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a cool
yeah.
spot. It's super dope spot. Like if you've never been to Wynwood, like it is.
no, it's fantastic.
It is, in my opinion,
It's-
the best part of
Everything
Miami.
everything is
It's
like
so cool, man. Like you can't get that. Like
I like Fort Lauderdale better.
yes,
And
I
it-
agree.
it-
but
it-
if I'm speaking just of Miami, like I don't like Brickell. I don't like Miami
Oh, I hate
Beach.
Brickell. I
I
fucking
don't
hate
like.
Brickell.
I don't like. I don't like any of that.
I don't
Like,
care if I'm wealthy. I'm not fucking around with
Yeah.
Brickell. Like, because it's
Correct.
not, to me, it's not. One, I don't like not having a place to park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if I'm not driving,
Well,
which you
even
shouldn't be
when-
drinking and driving,
Yes.
because you can Uber and whatever, I don't like the busyness of just like everything stacked on top of each other, because it's like New York, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like New York where you can bounce around and get anything you need in a few
Yeah.
blocks.
Yeah.
This shit in Brickell is like there's one hub for everything, you know.
There's a
and
couple good places.
There's
in
a
Brickell.
couple good places. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not.
But
my
it's
thing.
not- it's not-
It's so
yeah.
far from where I
Correct,
live.
yeah.
You know, it's
I just like the bar scene. I
it's
like bar
26
hopping.
miles. Oh, I do too. I love it.
love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. I just haven't because I'm older. I have kids.
Yeah.
My
Once upon a time.
Honestly, I think my favorite bar hopping I've done within the last couple of years was in Delray. Like,
Well, Delray
Delray
Delray's
has
scene is insane.
it's just like
It's
fucking
up and
exploded.
coming.
a lot of money
It's
out
not
there.
really up and coming because it's already like
Yeah.
it's there. Like it's
Well, so it was,
And it's,
it was
like, it's too
primarily
fucking
older
far
people.
away.
Correct.
But now it's changing. People are younger. People are moving there.
I've only been to Salt 7 and Salt
It's like
7 is
Meisner Park too.
They've
right?
got
That's changing a little bit. It was kind of like bougie, but now it's just there's so much there now. You know, and places like Rocco's Tacos, you know,
Yeah,
where,
that originated
where you can eat
in-
good food.
Yeah.
and
El Camino started
relatively
in
right.
up north.
Right.
in
Yeah.
Boca, man. It's
So
crazy.
and then people
Tell
like
her.
I used to go on Rocco Tacos on Tuesdays because they had like
if you
know,
want to
$4
pay
those-
$8 for your guacamole.
well no Tuesdays it was mad cheap. It was like $4
$2 tacos, bro. El Camino is like $2 tacos.
Yeah.
Bro, you can get
Dos Equis
1942 for $10.
Oh, that's
Nice.
fantastic.
That's insane.
Nice.
I'm
Everything's
an
50%
Avion
off.
44 guy,
But I'm sure you can get
yeah.
that half off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can
Yeah.
get Casa Azul for 12 or
mean-
$14, which is
Yeah.
unheard
I'm at
of.
the age now where I'm gonna pay to drink what I want, like good stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I
Of course,
can't,
man.
I can't do like
Yeah.
the.
You've
But
been
it-
there.
When I
But
see
you don't want to
people,
pay fucking $30 for it.
when I see people like go back and forth in their head about whether or not they want to do like a all you can drink, like a sink or swim or something
Ugh.
crazy.
oh
I'm just
no,
like,
fuck that.
Yeah, you're getting the shit of the shit.
Yeah.
But that's the difference. Like you were.
I'm
your
not,
hangover's gonna
I'm not
suck.
19 years
Yeah,
old in
hangover's
fucking
gonna suck
Tallahassee
tomorrow.
anymore.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You don't need to do that.
You're
Yeah.
making.
Also, your body could handle it then.
correct.
That shit don't work no more.
Nah.
Hangovers fucking hurt now.
Yeah, no, they
you
suck,
need
bro.
you need
Hangovers last like 2 days.
they
Yeah.
do. You need
Like,
you need a
I'm-
day
I'm
to
gone.
like you need a day to
Yes.
talk to God and say, Lord, if you
Yeah.
get me through this, I'm not going to do it again.
And then you do it
And then
again.
you do it again because we're all fucking assholes. And then you need a day to be like, oh, fuck. I think my serotonin's okay. I'm gonna probably fucking
Imagine working
drink
in
a
a business.
Right?
Sucks,
I can't,
It
dude.
sucks. It's
can't.
like, oh, okay, my week starts on Thursday, it ends on Sunday. It's like,
Well, all your friends have to be bartenders because your
Correct.
schedule,
Yeah.
right? Or,
Yeah.
or not just bartenders,
Yeah.
but
I
people
mean,
in the
there's
biz. People in the
biz.
biz.
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, there's pros and cons. Like, I'm off on Monday and Tuesday. Bro, there's
Sure.
specials everywhere. I mean, I'm not like cheap,
Oh,
but like,
that's-
it's cool.
That's for ITB.
And the best part is, bro, everything's like everything is at 50%, 25% capacity.
What did I
Right.
tell you? What did I tell you? If you remember, what was my favorite? What day was my favorite night to go to like Billiard Club?
It was like Wednesday.
It was Monday.
Monday?
Yeah. Monday because all my favorite bartenders and
Off.
people they're off and they're drinking.
Correct.
So it's their Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
They're a good time. They're not starting
Well,
shit.
but it's chill.
It's chill.
It's chill. And for some reason they know how to drink and not be complete assholes.
because they're around
It's
it.
almost like they're around it all
They're
the
around it
time.
all
I
the
guess
fucking
is that what it
time.
is?
Imagine if you're a
I never
baby.
thought about that.
It's
but
like a babysitter. You're
Yeah.
around a babysitter. You think you're gonna go home and act like a child? No, you're not gonna go
Nah.
home and act like a child.
Yeah.
You're gonna go home and
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, I never actually thought about that, but
Yeah.
I always just assumed they had something to do with just the
Hell.
longevity of drinking. Like you just
Yeah,
no,
oh,
no,
obviously,
there's-
like
you know,
you're more around it, but for the most part, you're like, hey, that guy's a complete jackass, and he makes
Yeah.
a complete jackass
Yeah.
of himself.
I mean, they don't
I'm
want to
not
be
gonna
the
go-
asshole
then-
that they would have
also,
to deal
like,
with
the
otherwise.
average asshole is not out drinking on a Monday.
Some of them are.
Sorry.
Some of them are.
at least in some of the smaller
Correct.
watering
You'd be
holes.
surprised. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
Downtown,
man.
you're downtown, dude. That I can't.
That's
speak.
a whole.
Yeah,
Every day is a new. Every day is like, what is
Bro.
gonna happen today?
I've had Mondays that are like a shit show, and then I've had like Fridays that are like, it's like a
What's
happening? Vacation.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like no
I'm
one's
like,
there.
what the hell's going on?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is fun, man.
Yeah.
Bartending is really really cool, man. And
You got to do it right. You have to do it right, just like Michael. You know, you have to do it right. You have to.
So before I had started this incredible tangent, you were talking about festival like next year in
yeah.
March.
Oh yes. The Greater Food. What is it? The Greater Food and Wine Festival. Yeah, it's like the Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more on the east side by the beach.
Okay.
Phenomenal. I'm going to be having 4 cocktails that are going to be mine on the menu. I'm going to be there for the whole week.
Okay. What are the
Pretty
cocktails?
big, man. Right now I have a mango rum runner, a passion fruit Mexican mule, and I have
Passion fruit Moscow Mule, is that with vodka?
It's with no, it's a Mexican. It's a Mexican passion fruit meal. So it's going to be with tequila,
Okay.
Okay.
and then
I'm about that.
it's delicious, bro. It's
Yeah,
it's really
about
really good, man. In the last, I have 2 more drinks. I have a Regina George, which is going to be like a gin based Tom Collins, but with cucumber and rosemary.
Okay.
We actually got the name from the Hub, so it's one of the Hub's featured drinks.
Nice.
And then the last drink, I'm still currently
Shout
gonna
out
be
to the
making.
Hub.
Yeah.
Definitely, everyone listening, we're gonna check that out when that gets back up and running.
Man, thank you.
And we'll put make sure we put the link and shit
Yeah.
up there for.
Yeah.
And then what's your last drink?
The last drink is going to be like it's a new brand. I'm still currently in the works of it, so I'm not too sure if I'm going to go with it. But it is it's more of an Irish cream base, like a Bailey's.
Okay.
So I'm going to be making a seasonal drink. So
Chilled.
it should be chilled up, maybe in the martini glass, something really like sweet,
Interesting.
like a tiramisu or like a coffee martini, something sweet. It's going to be something sweet. I still don't know because it's going to be like an Irish whiskey, or not like Irish, like an Irish cream.
Sure.
So
I'm interested in that.
yeah,
Nice.
the 3 that I said are in, they're definitely going to be in there. So
Okay.
those 3 are definitely going to be in there. Moving forward, I don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
Well, we're definitely rooting for everybody, not just you, but because
Because we're not fucking monsters.
yeah, man, we definitely we miss it. I miss
doesn't, man?
I miss the 1 or 2 nights that I would step out for a few hours to get away and see my friends, and you know, because at this point it is like he was mentioning earlier, a lot of these people become real close to you, you know, like family, because you spend a lot of time talking about everything, you know. You never know what you're going to hear, you never know what you're going to get, even a regular, you know, some days from a regular they have a bad day or they have a good day, and so it's one of those things where, you know, alcohol, it's not the best band-aid.
Sure.
You know, but it is a band-aid, and
They also probably know that at least one of their friends is going to be there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Especially if they're a
it's the
regular and they're friends with
camaraderie.
the bartenders.
Yeah, and usually it's a safe place.
you'll be surprised, man. There's some people that come in and sit at a bar and don't drink.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
I know
There's
people who do
actually
that.
Sure.
quite a lot of people that only drink soda, but
That
they
people
want
are
to sit
sober.
there.
They're still there for the social interaction.
Correct. Or just talk to the bartender.
That's a very
and-
very good point. Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
have to, revolve around liquor primarily. Yes, it is a bar, obviously. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you're not going to go to an arcade and not play a video game, but like,
Sure.
but there is other things that you can do.
Yeah.
And it is pretty cool, man. Like,
People watching is interesting too.
oh my God, I love it. Like, I mean, when I go out personally, like, people watching is hilarious, man. Like, working in the industry
Yeah.
and sitting back and being like, that guy's being a dick, like, to that bartender, or
Yeah.
like, that guy's asked for 3 sauces and he only has 5 fucking wings. Like, how many sauce? Like, you're gonna dip your wing in every single sauce? Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
my
Like,
buddy and I, we have like this over/under thing for like how quick this guy's gonna get kicked out.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Or how fucked up that guy is. Like when you
Yeah.
walk in and it's like, you know, for the 9 to 5 people, you walk in 6, 7 o'clock, whatever, and it's like some guy is stumbling.
Yeah.
You know, the
Well,
sun's still peaking.
Yeah.
It hasn't fully set yet.
There's some people that are on a mission.
It's crazy.
It could be fucking 2:00 in the afternoon and they're shit faced.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? I don't even wake up until like 12:30.
Yeah,
like,
no,
damn,
I
like-
got you.
You know, so it is pretty interesting, man. And
Yeah.
it's like like you said, like the relationships that you make with people in this industry is insane. Like they become your family member, man.
Yeah.
It really is
Yeah.
cool.
Well, Mike, thanks so much for doing this, man. This is so much fun. We love doing this period, but
Yeah, man, you guys
Yeah.
are
love our
awesome. Thank you
guests.
for having me, man.
yeah, man, and hopefully we'll get you back under better, circumstances where you're thriving and
Definitely.
you're like, bro, I haven't slept because I'm on my,
I'm on my,
But,
my seventh shift
yeah.
in 6 days.
But definitely, I think you're out. But whatever. Well,
yeah,
cheers.
man. Cheers, brother.
Cheers to you, man.
Cheers.
Much success to you, to your brother's establishment. We are going to push the mold and have people check it out as soon as, if things change as far as food, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know as soon as it fucking
We'll definitely
reopens.
shout you guys out and,
Yeah,
and,
man.
and try to
Hopefully it
get people
should
to.
be in the next couple weeks, man. That'd be ideal.
Nice.
But I mean, hey,
True.
we've held it off this long. We could hold off a little bit more, man.
Yep.
Excellent. Cool, man. Well, with that, we're gonna wrap up, and it's another fucking fantastic episode. And thank you so much for being here,
Yeah,
brother.
of course, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Cheers.
It's been awesome, man.
And with that, we wrap up. You will see us, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for rocking with us. We out this bitch.